Hey everyone, it is Chris, the Thrift Shop Hustler, here on another merch talk here on a Thursday, September 13th, 2018. I hope everyone is having an amazing week so far. It's not much really to talk about as far as updates, but we did have an update today. I want to let everyone know, if you're new to the channel, definitely go down there and click the subscribe button, click the bell for notifications. I know I've been a little out of the loop over the last few months, and I apologize for that. We want to make sure that everything is going smooth on the YouTube end. It looks like we're good there. I'm going to get a little bit of a pop-out chat right here. So if you guys have any questions during the show, please put some question marks in the chat with your question, and I will try to get to them. Hopefully Joe will be joining us here shortly. I know we talked and he said that he can possibly come on today. If we don't have any, if I don't have any guests or any co-hosts today, will post a link in the description below if someone wants to come and jump in and talk about print on demand and all that stuff. So once again, I am Chris, the Thrift Shop Hustler here. Definitely click the like button at any point during this video, this live stream. And if you're watching this on the back end, I really appreciate the support. Like I said, I haven't been doing a lot of updates lately. I know we've missed a few merch talk shows just because of life in general. And I've been doing a lot of hustling and stuff like that. I don't have time to be doing a bunch of YouTube videos because, to be honest, most of the YouTube videos don't make a lot of money, and I can better be doing stuff on DTube, which is really cool. And for those that don't know, DTube's like an alternate for YouTube. There's a lot of YouTubers that are going over there and making some good money. I would say probably my average, I'm making probably about $20 to $40 a video. I do a daily kind of news update video, and it's kind of a cryptocurrency thing. Some people might not be into it, but if you're looking for an alternative to YouTube, definitely check out DTube. I've made, some of my videos have made $300 for a video and all that. We got some chatters here already. We got Nevada G. He says, "Hi Chris, I finally got UK German approval, but only for the standard shirts. Is that the same for everyone, or do higher tiers have more product options in Europe?" Yeah, I think for me personally, I don't know if someone above, because I have 2,000, I'm at the 2,000 tier. If anyone above has long sleeves or premium open, right now I'm only able to sell a regular shirt. And it's kind of funny because I thought when this original UK thing happened that they were going to let us sell pop sockets. And I actually assumed that they were going to let us sell long sleeve shirts and all that kind of stuff. But to find out that that wasn't the case at all, is that, you know, for the most part, I'm just being able to sell a standard shirt at UK and Germany. And also just a side note on that, I haven't really had much luck with that. But then again, I haven't really been pushing hard. I've actually been doing merch full time since the end of July, and I'm going to be perfectly honest, I haven't been doing a lot of merch stuff. And for those that are new to merch, welcome. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs in this for sure. And probably the best advice you're ever going to get from anyone is just keep listing, keep posting. Now, I'm not saying like post a bunch of crap, a bunch of low quality images. Just post as much as you can, upload as much as you can. And just to speak on that, to kind of touch on that too, winter is coming, folks. We don't know for sure if there's going to be a slowdown or a closure or a stoppage of uploads like they've happened in the last 2 years. No one's mentioned that. I don't think Amazon's mentioned that. To be honest, if someone knows in the chat, definitely let me know if Amazon's even mentioned anything about slowdowns. For those that are new to Merch by Amazon, every year around Q4, I don't think it's like November, December, something around there, they actually stop people from uploading new designs. They usually throttle first, which means like if you have a daily limit of, let's say, 100 uploads, they'll kick you back to 50 or 25 or something like that. And then they do the complete stoppage where you're not allowed to upload anything. So we are not sure whether or not this is actually going to happen this year. Everyone is assuming that they're going to do it. Amazon has put into place some things this year that makes me think like maybe they might not do a slowdown this year. Maybe they might not do a closure or stoppage of production, because they did, to my knowledge, I think they did order like something like a few $1,000,000 worth of printers and have expanded their warehouses and things like that. Because last year, one of the things that messed me up big time was that I had most of my shirts were black shirts, like this shirt. And by the way, this is a merch shirt. I should have put a link below. If anyone wants to get a merch talk shirt, I'll put a link below on the back end. But what I'm saying is I made the mistake of not doing multiple colors last year. All he did was black shirts. And for the most part, that served me right, because what I wanted to do was, for those that don't know, if you pick multiple colors for your design, sometimes Amazon will default the worst color. I swear, the worst color on their Amazon.com preview. So I thought like, well, why don't I just kind of just put all my shirts black? They look better in black anyways. And they ran out of black shirts last year, believe it or not. I'm not sure if that's going to happen this year, but we will definitely go and see that for sure. For sure. So I don't think Joe is going to, it's actually almost 10 minutes into the show. I don't think Joe's going to show up. He might show up later. I did post a link to Margaret, Jeff, and all those fellas. So if they want to jump in or not, but I want to do, if you guys want to, if anyone wants to be on the show, I'm actually going to go and put the link in the description here. If anyone wants to come and jump in and talk merch, you can definitely do that. Sales have been pretty good this month. Last month I had some pretty much low sales for myself, but then again, like I was just saying earlier, with the best kind of advice that I can give is pretty much what you need to do is list quality stuff every day, and to keep looking and just doing the best you can for that. So what I'm going to do right now is the internet is acting super slow. So let me just kind of see if I can get into there real quick, and we will post the link in the description. And then what you need to do is pretty much refresh the page once I put it in. If you want to come and join the show, we're going to have one person join the show, and then I will remove the link again. And let's see if this works. We've done this before on other shows. I used to do like an open bar show every night, and it actually worked out pretty good. We've had some pretty crazy shows doing this. So there it is. The link is actually in the description. Just refresh the page. If you want to come jump on the show, you can do that. We can talk anything you want about merch or print on demand, and we can get into the topics right now. As a matter of fact, okay, there we go. That works. Okay, so the link is in there. If you want to come say hello and talk about anything, if you have questions. Now, I'm not no expert by any stretch of the imagination. I've never claimed to be a merch expert, a pillar of the community, any of that stuff. I'm just a regular guy who is a slacker and just kind of does this show for fun with Margaret and the gang. And Margaret says that she's going to actually be taking on the show back again at some point. I know you guys enjoy some of the other cast of characters here. So anyways, the link is in the description. So if you want to come and jump in, we can do that. And then I will remove that from the thing. Nevada G is saying, I'm hearing a lot of talk about using phone apps like Over to create shirts, but I did some digging and found that there's 400 limit for commercial purposes. I am like the worst person to be talking about phone apps. I don't use any phone apps. I use Photoshop. And even that is kind of archaic when you think about it. Margaret in the beginning actually did, I think, 100% of her designs on, I want to say like PicMonkey or something like that. But she did a lot of her shirts and actually was doing very well with app creative apps. I know Joe uses some apps for different kind of graphic kind of special things that he does, because you can do things in Photoshop like weathering and distressed and things like that. And a lot of those apps actually make it easier for you to do that and all that stuff. And so Larry Ingalls saying, I want to thank you for the VHS tape tip. I'm not exactly sure which one that was. I've done some VHS videos before, actually. So I don't think anyone's going to come on. So we'll do the numbers for August and September. We didn't do a show in the last couple of weeks, and I definitely apologize for that. Things have been busy. Like I said, I have been doing the hustle. I've been doing this full time. So setting some time out to do some videos has definitely been hard, but I'm going to try to get back into that. Anyways, so August numbers, total for August was 61 pop sockets in total. For those that don't know, the pop sockets are actually really cool to have. And if you still have not got your pop sockets, let me know in the comments below. I've been seeing more and more people like excited about pop sockets, about getting them. I'm not 100% sure if everyone's got pop sockets now. So if you don't have pop sockets, leave it in the comment below or leave in the checkbox and let me know if what tier you're at, and if you don't have pop sockets yet, because that is something that you should definitely look into. Anyway, so August, 66 shirts. Like, honestly, nothing to write home about. And this goes to show you about my advice earlier in the show, saying that the more work you put into merch, the better outcome you're going to get. And like I said, I haven't been uploading. I haven't been listing. I've been kind of doing edits and things like that from existing things to try to make my SEO better. And for those that don't know, SEO is search engine optimization. There is a million videos on YouTube about search engine optimization. Definitely go and check that out, because basically keywords are going to be everything for people to see your shirt design on Amazon, because there's literally millions of shirts. And what's going to separate you from everyone is your keywords. And of course, your design. Your design is going to be everything. It's got to be eye-catching. There was some study done that's literally like half a second to capture someone's attention. So, if your design's kind of blending in with everything else, it's not going to really get picked up by the eye and things like that. So that was August. 61 pop sockets, 66 shirts, not too crazy. Pretty much, and I've told this before on the show many times before, the purpose for me of merch by Amazon is, for my personal thing, is I kind of do it part-time, and then it kind of pays a couple bills a month, and it's kind of done that. And it's kind of nice to think of it that way for myself. I know there's a lot of people that think like 10x, you want to do this full time. This is going to be your full-time job. And I respect people that are into it that heavily. But for me, I'm just a normal guy, wife and kids. I do this full time. I do reselling full time and a bunch of other stuff with Bitcoin and things like that. So if I can pay a couple bills a month, for me, that is fine with me. And I know that's kind of, some people will probably make fun of me about that, saying that, I have mediocre mindset, which I guess you can say that, it is definitely a kind of a mediocre mindset when it comes to my merch by Amazon business. I'm not putting in the full time that I should. And like I've said earlier before, every time that I've been focused on merch by Amazon, print on demand, I've seen success. So it's what you put into this whole thing. And speaking of Printful and all that kind of stuff, definitely go check out the Printful link below. If you guys want to make some money with Etsy selling your designs, definitely go check out the Printful affiliate link below. Printful is definitely another great option. As a matter of fact, some of my Printful sales, I do at this moment, I do better with Printful and Etsy integration than I do on Merch by Amazon. The profits can be anywhere from $6 to $8. They have hats. I've sold numerous of these DTube hats and things like that with Etsy. And so definitely go down there and pick the uh, the Printful link below. Hey, Rules for Rebels is here, man. Hey, the link is in there. If you, I know that you said that you were busy today. You had a phone call, but the link is in the description. Rules for Rebels, if you want to jump in. Was left stranded today for the first time ever, I think, on the show. Usually Joe is jumped in. Let's see here. Rules for Rebels says, can't fault you for not building things on sand. I think that is great mindset to have to make some money, but focus your efforts on things you have more control over and can scale more. He says he wish he could come on. I actually reached out to Rules for Rebels, and as a matter of fact, if you're in the chat room, just click his name and definitely go and follow him. He does a lot of great Merch My Amazon videos, and we want to have him on the show more. So anyways, back to sales. So August, 61 pop sockets, 66 shirts. Not that great. I did pay a couple of bills with that, and that's fine with me. I'm not here to be like $1 million seller or anything crazy like that. September so far, 29 pop sockets, which is we're on pace to actually beat that record of 61. Shirts are at 60. I mean, shirts are at 28. So we're on pace to break our 66 shirt record of last month. Last month was really slow. And when I look back in the last 2 years, I think that, you know, summer's been slow traditionally for myself. Patricia Dodd, welcome. It says, I hear a lot of people are using the word gift in the title, and that's still necessary if you want to. Is this still necessary if you use it in the bullets? I'm not sure exactly how the algorithm is. As a matter of fact, I was doing putting gift in my title since day one. I think a lot of people started to catch on to that after. I'm not saying like, oh, it was me that did it, but it was something that, you know, I've read a lot of books on Etsy and watched a lot of videos, and having, what do you call it, gift in it, because people are pretty much looking for gifts for the most part. There's a lot of people that buy stuff for themselves on Amazon, but people are looking out. So just kind of, that's actually a kind of a bolo pro tip, is using gifts. But Patricia Dodd, excuse me, but or I should say, pardon me, I don't know how the algorithm works. I would think the gift in the title would be better than in the bullets, but it's one of those things you'll have to experiment with. And I think that's one of the great things about Merch by Amazon is you experiment with different things and you pretty much find out what works. Michelle Rivas says, hello. Nevada G says, I'm impressed by your pop sockets sales. I haven't sold a single one yet. Yeah, you know what? I would say, okay, yeah, thanks. You know, I appreciate that. For me, like, I look at it and I say, oh, I sold 61 pop sockets last month, and that's not like a good number. But Nevada G, thanks for putting that into perspective for me, because I should be grateful for the sales that I have. Because sometimes we get caught up in focusing on seeing what other people are doing, and that's one of the main things why I don't like going on Facebook or talking in the groups or anything, because I hate to compare some other people's success with my own success, because it doesn't make me depressed, but it puts me in a weird mindset. I think there's a famous quote that said something about comparing yourself to others is like the worst thing you can do, or something like that. And forgive me for not being versed on all the on all the quotes about that. For sure. But yeah, it's like something like comparison is the mother of something or another. I forget what it is, but yeah, I try not to compare myself to others. But Nevada G, thank you for actually putting that in perspective. You know, 61 pop socket sales is more than a lot of people have been selling. And with that, if you guys have any pop socket questions, definitely know let me know in the comments. And I think this is actually going to be a question show. We have no co-hosts or anything like that. I do have some things I want to talk about, and we'll get into that. But if you have any questions, also if you want to jump in the show, we have the link below to the Hangouts. You just need a mic and a camera, and we'll do that. SP is saying rejections versus takedowns. Which ones are worse? I'm no expert. I would actually probably contact Amazon and ask them. I would probably, now this is not, I'm not saying this because I know, but if I was to guess, I would say maybe takedowns are worse because it's something that happened, that for sure. But rejections versus takedowns, which ones are the worst? I have no idea. I think both are bad. And just, I don't want to, no, should I go there? No, I'm not going to go there. I would say just to try your best to make sure that you're checking your copyrights, you're checking your bullet points, because there's some words that you wouldn't even think that would be rejected that are copyrighted. Like I would say like certain colors and things like that. If you put them in a weird combination, one of the best tips I can give for anyone, and people have been doing this since day one, and I've been doing this for a couple years, is instead of having one design, all your bullet points in your title, and then listing it, all 5 of your things and your pop sockets and all at once, send one shirt, see if it gets rejected. If it doesn't get rejected, then send all the rest of them. That's what I've been kind of doing. I've been doing that actually pretty much since day one, using that, because the worst thing is, and this has happened to me before, I'm not going to lie, I've assumed that something was okay and just started pushing design after design after design, and then getting a whole bunch of rejections from that. Oh, we got Joe here. Joe is here. What's up, man?
What's up, man? Sorry, I had to go run an errand, and I was like, crap.
Oh no worries, man. It's actually good. It's actually a good exercise to see if I can carry a whole show by myself.
Oh, cool.
So I look at it that way. Like I've been rambling on for the last 22 minutes, and I think we've been doing okay.
Good, man.
Yeah. So Joe's here, everyone. His link is actually below to his channel. If you're not subscribed to Joe Merch University, definitely go down there and click that link. So we have some questions now. Well, I guess we'll get into this real quick. But Joe, I want to say welcome to the show. How is everything?
Everything's going great. Everything's going pretty good, man. Really good.
Anything new and exciting going on?
No, not really. Just trying to upload a bunch of shirts, get ready for Q4.
Yeah, I actually was talking about that earlier, whether or not we're going to have a freeze. Do you know? I mean, you have your nose to the grindstone per se. Have we had any official talk from Amazon about slowdowns or seizures?
I haven't heard anything about any freeze or anything, so I think we might be okay.
I was talking earlier that I know for sure that Amazon has.
I think we might be all right.
Yeah, I know that for sure. They purchased new printing machines, and they've been updating their inventory of shirts. So maybe we won't have. I was saying how last year the black shirts sold out, and that screwed me big time in Q4.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so hopefully that won't happen. I think everyone is kind of gearing up for the freeze, the big freeze.
Yeah.
So we'll see. How are your sales in August and September so far?
Actually in August they were I had the most sales so far this year, and so that was really good. And then this month actually the sales have kind of been really slow. They kind of dipped down a little bit more. I think I can't remember. I think this so far this month I've only done like like half of what I did last month, maybe like 60 or 70 sales. So yep.
Yeah, for sure. So we have a couple of comments in the chat room. AA is saying you should only compare yourself to people less fortunate than yourself. I don't even believe in comparing myself. I mean, it's a good kind of thing to be like it's a good thing to have goals, but I've always known that when you start to compare yourself to others and you fall short, it ruins your mindset. What do you think, Joe? Comparing yourself
Yeah,
to others?
Yeah, I don't try to compare myself to anybody. I just try to do what I can every day and compete against myself. Try to outdo myself every time. So yeah.
There you go. Actually, I think that's probably one of the best answers you're ever going to hear. Compare yourself to yourself. Set goals. But then again, if you don't reach your goals, you're like, what do you do? Beat yourself up?
Yeah, you just try to outdo yourself. Because if you quit, I mean, there's nothing else after that. So you might as well just always try to outdo what you did yesterday. So
Have you heard of Jordan Peterson?
no, I haven't.
He's a very famous, I think he's a psychologist. He's written books and things like that. I've been really on a Jordan Peterson kick this year, trying to consume as much content from him. He's like I don't want to compare him to Gary Vee because he's more a psychologist. So he's got the mindset thing, but he says, you know, don't set like these crazy ass goals. Like set like today you're going to upload, let's say your normal day, you upload one design. He says, maybe just do two designs, try to do two, and over time that'll grow into something extraordinary. Instead of, he says, we have a problem with putting all this burden on ourselves to try to like lose 100 pounds or doing this. Why don't you try, instead of losing 100 pounds, why don't you try losing 3 pounds? And then once you get there, these incremental steps instead of these huge, like, oh, these milestones that we kind of place on ourselves, and we're just setting ourselves up for failure and all that stuff.
Yeah, because I think when you meet the small goals, you'll get excited and you want to continue on. So yeah.
And it's not even that too. And I agree with you fully. It's also, you know, I get a lot of shit on my YouTube videos, and I'm not gonna lie, when I do my eBay stuff, and they're like, "Why are you showing me a $7 thing that you sold?" Everyone wants to see you sell like $1,000 jewelry, bracelets, and stuff. But what I'm saying is, it's a volume thing. At the end of the year, that little $7 item that I made $1.50 on or $2 on, that adds up. If I sell thousands of those a year, that's the mindset that I'm trying to say that this Jordan Peterson guy was saying with that. Anyways, let's get into something else. Eric Rosner is actually asking how are you doing your pop socket research? Joe, what are you doing for that? And then I'll let you know how I do that.
I actually just been doing mainly just looking on either the website or actually sometimes I'll go to the popsocket.com and I'll see what's like trending because they have like a little trending bar, and then I will just go to Amazon and just kind of look up what's going on there. That's
Yeah.
pretty much how I do my research.
So you're pretty much just kind of improving on other concepts and things like that.
But I did hear a good on my show yesterday. The guy that I was talking to, Anthony, he gave a good tip out, and the tip was he's like, a lot of these people want to match the pop sockets to their iPhone case. He's like, so go looking at popular iPhone cases or any phone cases and see what's there, and then kind of start making designs towards that too. And I was like, oh, that's really good.
Yeah, that's an interesting nugget. And for those that don't know, Joe, you mentioned that show and that interview earlier this morning, and I haven't had a chance to go look at it. So those that are interested in Joe's channel in that interview, his link is going to be below. Definitely go that. So people that are watching on the back end and all that stuff, definitely do that. So there's actually some other questions. We'll get into those. I actually had some bullet points today that I definitely want to get into. We had an update the other day, and I actually have it pulled up here. Hold on one second. The update is about the new URL page.
Yeah. What do you think about that? What is that exactly?
What's funny is I was going to ask you, like, what are your thoughts on that?
I was trying to look it up, but it
I
was trying to say something about they were changing the way your old shirts looked or something, and I was looking at my old shirts and I couldn't say anything.
I think it was to do with the URL and the
Oh,
ASIN number. Now, Rules for Rebels put out a good video this morning about that, or it was yesterday, I think. Kind of explain, because the thing is, it's this whole update has confused everyone. There's no one that knows exactly what this
yeah.
whole update was. So there's pretty much a bunch of theories. There were some people saying that this was the purpose of the throttling that they're trying to fix that. What from what I understand is they're doing a new URL structure that's going to be geared towards the ASIN, in that a black medium shirt is going to have the same ASIN number, but it's also going to have its own unique styling code. So that I think what happens is the throttling was happening because every shirt design had its own ASIN URL, and it didn't have those extra codes to say medium, black. And so there's a lot of people that think this has to do with the throttling that was happening before. I have no idea. All I know that they're changing the URL structure so that they can. It looks like they said something about streamlining updates and production time and things like that. So that's yet to be seen. I haven't experienced any throttling to my knowledge lately. Have you experienced any throttling in the last couple of months?
No, not really. I haven't really experienced any throttling that I've noticed. So I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, my older shirts that have always been popular have always still been selling. A lot of my new shirts
Yeah,
do not sell. Like, I don't sell any of my new shirts, but then again, I'm not doing extra stuff to try to make them sell. Does that
yeah,
make sense?
yeah.
So it's kind of a wait and see on that. I wish the thing that I like about Printful is every time Printful comes up with an update, they actually make a YouTube video that explains it for a dumbass like me. They're like, have you seen those Printful videos that they make?
No.
Okay, so in your Printful thing, and you go up to the top, there's notifications. Sometimes they tell you, "Oh, we're releasing tank tops for women today." Have you seen those?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so when you click on those, there's actually a video for the most part in every one of those. In the bottom,
Oh
there's a
wow.
link.
Okay.
And so I'd highly suggest people to go look at those videos, but they explain the update beautifully. Like if it was like a toddler, like if you're like explaining it to
Wow.
a toddler. And for me, I'm not high functioning brain capacity whatsoever. So those videos are geared towards me. They make it, very simple to understand. So I wish Amazon, with their billions of dollars, they can hire someone to make these videos every time an update comes out. Put it on YouTube and monetize it. They can make a little money if they're worried about making money.
That would be cool. They need to do that.
Yeah.
They need like a little merch news or something.
Yeah. So I guess you're in the same boat as everyone like myself, that this new update, um, we don't know exactly what the implications are going to be down the road. We know that they're changing the URL structure that's supposed to streamline production in some capacity. We haven't seen throttling. So have you been kind of monitoring the new update posts on Facebook? I don't really go on Facebook too much anymore.
Muttering the what? The new update?
Yeah, have you been seeing what people have been saying about the new update? Any theories
Nobody's
or?
nobody's even really said anything. I did watch a show last night and they were talking about it, but they really didn't even really know either. So
Yeah, I think when it comes to the coding and all the kind of like website kind of stuff, it and they don't explain it that well. I think it just makes everyone blank because we're for the most part we're all creators, so we're kind of right brain thinking. I think it is. So when they go like, oh, we're gonna change something with the algorithm, everyone's just like, I don't know.
they were saying that because of these people I was watching last night, they usually have a lot of sales, and they were saying that a lot of their sales have dropped off, and they were thinking it was probably because of this new update.
Maybe. Yeah, I heard it had something to do with the AMS stuff too. By the way, let's. I actually have that as one of my bullet points, and we got a big old construction truck driving through the neighborhood. Could you even hear that?
A little bit, but not really.
Okay. Okay. So let's get into AMS. Did you do the AMS thing?
Yeah, I signed up with the new email, like a brand new, like pretty much a new Amazon email, and I got in, I tried to fill it out, but it kept giving me errors at the very end every time I was trying to like complete something. So I don't know if it's something's wrong with it or I'm doing something wrong, but I couldn't figure it out. So that's as far as I got.
So originally when the AMS kind of craze happened a few months ago, when remember when everyone was like, "Oh, you got to jump on AMS, you're going to get more sales."
Yeah.
I tried to sign up for AMS and I got through the sign up process, and then they were like, "You need a brand and all this like kind of like company stuff." I forget what it was. You needed like government tax IDs and things like that to actually move forward with that, which I didn't have. And I was like, you know what? I ain't going to spend my time doing this. So I didn't do it, but I had an AMS account that I set up, but just didn't follow through. That's what
Yeah.
kind of messed me up again this time is if you didn't have an AMS account, everyone got through real easily because, you know, you had your code that they gave you.
Yeah.
But if you had an existing AMS account, it was more hoops that you had to jump through to get signed up. And I think a lot of people that were doing that had to do that. So I said, forget it. I ain't going to deal with it. So you're saying you haven't been messing around with that?
I haven't messed around, but I've been able to figure it out and hasn't been really letting me do anything. Hasn't even letting my ads go through. So I don't know what to do. I guess I'm trying to wait and see if I'm doing it right. You know, I was waiting for somebody who's done it before to, watch a video or something. So
Yeah, that's how it is. And it's kind of sad that that's even a thing, but I will give Amazon props for at least when the new AMS thing came out the other day, that they did actually give detail screenshots on how to go through the process. Did you see that?
yeah, yeah, I followed those. It worked.
Yeah, exactly. So what I'm saying is that was really cool that they did that. I haven't signed up for AMS. I'm not going to sign up for AMS. I don't want to give Amazon more money. They've already kind of. I like the fact that we have merch by Amazon, and I'm grateful for that. But they've done so many weird things that have screwed people like me. I had a shirt that was selling like, I don't know, man. I was selling like dozens of them a day at one point, and then all of a sudden they stopped selling them, and I knew it had to do with something with the algorithm because it didn't make any sense to me that someone just maybe sidejacked the design, which could have happened. But I did research.
Yeah.
I couldn't find any research. I couldn't find any proof that someone stole the design and was selling them for cheaper or something like that. So I had to think like, God, Amazon, and everyone was saying at that time that was the time that throttling started happening for the first time that everyone was noticing.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I'm not going to do this. It's to me, it seems like there's not enough bait in the water, and everyone's just fighting over those little scraps right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Is that how it seems?
Yeah. Kind of. Yeah.
So, this is a merch by Amazon show. This is merch talk, but I honestly I found so much more success with Printful and Etsy, to be honest.
Yeah. A lot of people are finding a lot of. I've been hearing a lot about Etsy and Printful. So yeah, and that's what people have been saying. Even the guy I had on my show yesterday, he says he's having a lot of success with Etsy and Printful. So
Yeah. And we're not trying to knock Amazon because this is a great service, and there's a lot of people that are very successful doing this. It's just someone like myself who does this part-time and doesn't know the ins and outs about everything. It's kind of hard for us to compete with the big boys. And I guess that's capitalism. That's just how life is in general. So
if you watched that video yesterday, the guy was talking about how he changed up some keywords, and he went from selling, I think, I don't know, he's selling like 900 shirts a month now, and he's kind of doing it part time. So
yeah. And,
he's
and
at the
and
6,000 tier, and he was like, "Wow!" So it's cool.
now I've done that too, and that actually works, and that's a very good tip. I think you've done that before, Joe, where you've messed with keywords and prices and things like that, correct?
Yeah, I've messed with prices. I really haven't messed with keywords, but I'm trying the keywords thing now. So
Yeah. What's funny is all these things everyone's talking about, I've done. Like I had gift in my title since the first day I was uploading
oh wow,
shirts. Like
yeah.
I've been messing with the keywords since day one, and I've noticed like, all the things that have changed. So it's kind of funny to see like, oh, well, if you do this, I was like, shit, I've done that. Like, it's kind of funny. But I will say firsthand, for someone that's been changing prices and keywords and bullet points, it does work. So go back and do that for sure. Um, so I guess we'll wrap up AMS with that. I will say that I haven't been doing a lot of stuff full time. I haven't even gone back to see all my shirts that have been removed. to go
Yeah.
replace them. I've never done that, so I'm going to be doing that this time, hopefully before the freeze if it happens. Do you do a lot of upkeep, Joe, with your removals?
You know what? If it gets removed, I really don't upload them no more.
Yeah, I've always had that kind of theory too, but I thought like at this point I probably have hundreds of those now. So, and
Yeah.
this is before sweaters and everything. So I'm thinking like I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna go upload those and all the different things that they have now, just to see what happens. Now I'm a little smarter with keywords. I'm a little smarter with bullet points.
Yeah, it could work. So, I mean, it's worth it to try it up, you know. Doesn't hurt. It won't hurt, you know.
Yeah, for sure. So let's see here. Julia R saying they think people are nervous that they might break up things in the middle of Q4, which could definitely happen. They've always shook in the last 2 years. Amazon has shaken up Q4, so that's why a lot of people are getting prepared for that. The winter is coming memes are coming, right?
Yeah.
SP is saying with AMS, I sold 3 shirts right away, but I gave back the profit for the ad fee. There you go. There you go. What you're doing is you're just giving Amazon more money. And originally, when the AMS thing came out, I was the first one that said that this is another cash grab for Amazon. Do you think that's out of line?
I mean, it costs a lot of money to do ads. I mean, you hear companies talk about how they spend billions of dollars on ads, you know, just to get their name out there. And so we're really not we really don't have a brand, you know. We're not really advertising a brand. We're just advertising shirt titles, you know. So
Yeah,
I have seen accounts where last year where people were, you know, spending 500 and making 2,500. I think it can happen, but that was last year when hardly anybody was doing AMS. Now everybody has it, so I don't know how it's gonna be. So
yeah. It's definitely feels like like I said, like chum in the water. There's not enough chum in the water. Everyone's fighting over scraps, and it's not a good way to. Anyways, Perla Precious Jewelry is asking, what is Etsy Printful? How does it exactly work? I actually have a Printful link below. Definitely click the Printful affiliate link. Sign up for Printful, and it's basically a print-on-demand service, and you link it up with your Etsy page. And what's nice about Printful is they sell hats and mugs and things like that. So you can take all your existing merch by Amazon designs and literally just put them into Printful and then upload them to Etsy. It's so simple. And especially it's nice to go from Amazon to Etsy instead of Etsy to Amazon, because if you already have an Amazon merch account, you have tons of designs, hopefully. Right, Joe?
that's right. I wanted to do mugs. So
Yeah.
maybe I'll just start putting a bunch of mugs up on Etsy.
Yeah, you're right. I have a couple mugs. I've sold some mugs. I think I've sold more hats than any other kind of things other than shirts. So they have hats. They have all kinds of different things with that. But yeah, so the Printful link is below. It's an affiliate link, so I appreciate that. That helps out the show for sure. Nevada G says Q4. It was the best of times. It was the worst of times.
Actually, last Q4 when it froze, my account just skyrocketed. It was just I was selling so many shirts a day. It was crazy. I was like, that was the best month ever on merch. So I think I sold like almost 300 shirts. I was just like, okay, this is awesome. So
Yep. I had my best sales last year from in Q4 also. I think it was a supply and demand thing. You know, there was less kind of chum, or there's more chum in the water again, I guess you'd say.
yeah. So I
Yeah.
was excited about it. So I'm not worried about the freeze, you know, freeze all you want. So go for it.
Oh yeah, Nevada G actually brings up a good point about customer service with Etsy. That is a very good point, and I should have said that. With Amazon, they deal with all the returns, they deal with the customers. With Etsy and Printful, you have to deal with the returns, and it's a lot. It's pretty easy and stuff like that, but it's just one extra thing. So those profits that you make, maybe are offsetted by the fact that you don't have to deal with customer service.
Yeah, I come from like a eBay FBA background. That's before I started. And so the Etsy customer service is just like that, and it's not really a big deal to me. So
Yeah.
I can
Uh,
deal with the customer service.
Speaking of Amazon, FBA, and eBay, have you ever taken any of your shirts and put them on Amazon or eBay or anything like that?
No, I haven't. Never tried that.
No. Yeah, I think there's a market in that for sure. Even like Poshmark, like even if you buy some of your shirts for cheap and then put them on Poshmark for like a profit, you can do that. I've done that and I haven't sold any shirts yet doing that, but it's someone with a better mindset than I could probably profit off that. I know, eBay has shirts for so cheap, so trying to compete
Yeah.
compete in that market is forget about it.
Doesn't Jeff? He was doing that, wasn't he? Put him on
Yeah.
eBay.
Well, I think Jeff was putting them on Amazon. Remember Amazon?
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
what is it? Printful Amazon integration.
No, I don't think Printful is there. Printful, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Jeff, that guy is ghost.
Haven't seen him.
I haven't seen him. I haven't heard from him.
Haven't talked to him.
Joe, Jeff, if you're out there, we miss you. Come on the show, just even for 5 minutes and say hello. I think like he's just hydroponics, man. I know he's been uploading videos for that, and I've been
Yeah.
watching those, and he's doing really good in that. So we miss Jeff, we miss Margaret, we miss Nick. It's been, I don't know, it's been crazy. It feels like we need to get the band back together. Doesn't it feel like that a little bit?
We're taking a break. No, I'm playing.
Yeah, we're taking an extended break. Like for myself, I've been so busy that it's been hard to actually do this show. And I know what Margaret's talking about. I'm actually doing full time reselling now, so I know exactly what she's saying. Is this hour of doing this video could translate to hundreds of dollars potentially by doing something else.
Yeah.
And time management's been a thing. As a matter of fact, I had that as one of my bullet points was doing this full time, and the only kind of tip I can give anyone is for someone that's been doing this for almost 2 months full time is time management has been the hardest thing because I have kids and a wife and soccer and school and all this kind of stuff. So do you think time management for yourself has been the thing that you needed to work out?
Yeah, my time seems like it's less almost. It's weird. It's like,
Right.
okay, I have like maybe because I get up at 6 or whatever, but I'm like, actually, if I start working at 6, like 6 to noon, I'm like, wow, that went by really fast. And then like from like later, like maybe till like my wife gets home, like 12 to 5, I'm like, it just flies by. Like, where did it go? I didn't even do anything. So
Yeah, I hear you, man. I've been trying to kind of work out a schedule for myself because I, for me, the 9 to 12, the 9 a.m. to noon is like my power hour where my brain's functioning
mm,
at 100%. I'm motivated because that's another thing. Like for me, if I like eat like too much breakfast or like have like a soda or something in the morning, like just even like the the metabolism thing screws me up later at night. Does that make any sense?
yeah, totally. Oh, did you see this comment right here? It says from Gina, fund your treasures. All the dudes at home where they're screaming at you to be done too. That's so true.
What does that mean?
All this like chores at home and things that need to be taken
Oh,
care of.
yeah. Yeah, it's funny because like I do the dishes every night too. So that's another thing too
Yeah.
is the time management. Like I'm saying, like I guess I haven't sat down and really like made a schedule. I think that's maybe what I need to do is schedule myself because I'm kind of like fly by, got to do this, got to do that, got to do this. There's no really structure.
Even like the other day, I had to mow the lawn, and I was like, man, that took forever, and that took a lot of time. And I was like, man,
Now, do you listen to podcasts when you do chores? Because I know I do.
sometimes I do. Sometimes I'll just listen to the radio. I like to listen
Yeah.
to. It's football season for me. I love football, so I'm always listening to like sports talk radio. And so if I'm just like goofing off, I'll just put that on. So I have
Yeah.
some radios in my house everywhere, so I always throw that on. So
Yeah. I'm a Capricorn, and I don't know if you know any Capricorns in your life, but we're very business oriented and very structured. So if I'm cutting the lawn and I'm listening to like rock and roll or something, I still feel like I'm losing. Like I need to be listening to like business podcasts or something like learning or else I'm
No.
gonna be like, I don't know, I'm a weirdo. Anyways, speaking of football season, let's talk about a little bit of fun stuff. I actually went to my first college football game the other day.
Hey, all right. Who'd you go see?
They're kind of like a community college. It was Glendale versus Pasadena, which are two cities here in Southern California.
Yeah.
The head coach of Glendale is a friend, and I've always wanted to go, and we went, and it was a good time. College football is very exciting,
Yeah. Very exciting.
and so I went to one professional football game, and it's night and day. I don't like the ton of people that are at professional football games. And I guess you go to the Sooners. You've gone to the Sooners games, right?
Yeah, all the time.
And I mean, that's almost like professional level people, though, right? 20,000, 30,000 fans.
Uh, no, it's like 90,000.
Oh, shit. So that's like a professional, like I said, it's like a professional kind of outing for you.
Yeah, actually, last year, a year from like September 9th, I went to Ohio, and I went to go watch Ohio State Buckeyes play the Sooners, and I think there the crowd was 115,000. It was insane. And
Yeah, no
like
thanks.
actually that's the most I've never went to any like I went to like OU Texas, but I've never went to like a far away game to go watch, but I've always wanted to go to that stadium, Ohio State Stadium. And so I got to go and actually ended up paying like $400 or $500 for my ticket, my dad's ticket, and man, the most I've ever spent ever. But I was on like the front row, and man, it was exciting. It was a fun time there. Yep.
That's great. Yeah, I
And they
mean,
won, they won. They beat the Ohio State Buckeyes, so that was even better. So
yeah, because traditionally, I mean, I'm not a college football expert by any means, but I think that,
mm.
the Buckeyes have always been a good program.
Yeah, yeah, they are a good program, and so I mean, it's cool because we were kind of like the underdog when they're like, oh, you're gonna get beat, and then they just came and blew them out. So yeah, it's crazy.
So yeah, so that we're probably going to go again this Saturday. We get free tickets because we know the head coach, and you get to go on the field at the end, and that was fun for the kids to run around the field. I didn't know they had synthetic grass in the Glendale Stadium, and it's nice. It's kind of weird though, like living in this new technology age.
Yeah, they do. They have all that kind of crazy grass there.
So we were gonna actually in one of my bullet points, and the show's kind of winding down. One of my last bullet points was pre-made designs. I know that you were sharing another gentleman's website. Do you want to talk about that for a second?
Oh yeah, I was actually talking about. Was it on my Facebook page yesterday or something?
Yeah, I think you posted on Merch University. I went to go look for the post and I couldn't find it. You were saying that there was another pre-selling, a pre-design seller that was out there. Do you have the website or anything like that?
Oh
If
yeah,
not,
it's T-shirt fella, and that's Adam Gubala. That's he does all the designs for like Michael Essany and Merch Momentum, and he just recently came out with his own website, and it's called T-shirt fella, just Tshirt, and then fella Fella. And I do have a link in my I can give that to you.
yeah,
Well, but you can anybody can go sign up, but he just has pretty. He draws his own stuff, and you can go to his website and you can see like videos that he's done, and he has some like really like fast track where he shows you how to what he draws and stuff, and so all his stuff is really good. So I've always enjoyed it. So
yeah, that's very good. And yeah, definitely give me the link. It's T-shirt fella. Is it tshirtfella.com?
teacherfella.com. Yeah,
So, well, I'll get a link. Joe's, they have affiliate links, right? I'll get you an affiliate link down there.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
I'll give it to you.
Yeah, we'll
Also,
do that.
another thing I've been doing is making like research design stuff. I've been doing all that, and I've been selling those on my merchudesigns.com page. So, yep.
Cool. Yeah. I've only bought like a couple designs in my merch career from friends that do it. And so I was very curious to be able to see like the prices and things like that, because I think it saves me a lot of time just to go pick out. Now, let me ask you, I've asked you this question before. So when you sign up for his site and you go look at the shirts, once you buy a design, that's yours, right? They're not going to reproduce that same design.
No, that's it. Yeah, one and done. Yep.
So it's almost like you get to go and see a gallery of different designs and just pick and choose what you want.
Yeah, pretty much. And he always, and since I signed up the other day, he's already uploaded like 10 or 15 more new designs. So yeah.
All right, cool. How many designs do you think he has up, like
Right
average?
now, maybe like 30. He actually has two different things. One is like medium, like graphics type stuff, and then he has like an advanced type graphics. And so I think there was probably like 20 or 30 on each one. So yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So there's a pretty good amount on there. Now, when you get these files from, it's t-shirtfella.com,
Yeah.
are they Photoshop files or
No,
um
no, they're PNG. One's like a 45 5400. One's a pop socket format, and then the other one's a hoodie format.
oh, nice. So you get pretty much everything ready to just upload.
Yeah, everything's ready to upload. Yep.
God, man, I wish I would have got. You know what's funny is like everyone's like, don't ever have any regrets in your life, but I have a million regrets in my life, dude. And one of them was not going into like learning how to use the Wacom pens and
Yeah.
doing graphic design and things like that because you know, like I do everything with Photoshop and I have a pretty good handle on Photoshop, but I wish I could have went down that road in illustration because you know people that are illustrators could definitely kill it on Amazon.
Here, let me answer some of these questions. I
Yeah.
say what's up to Kelly Publish. I know you're an Ohio State fan. Okay. Nevada G, she says, "Are you aware that the overlap limits commercial sales to 400?" Yes, I am. And hey, if I could sell 400 of one shirt every time, hey, I would do that. I've never sold 400 of any shirt yet. You know, the most I've ever sold is 200 of a shirt that I designed. But if I could sell 400 and then have to drop off that design, or you know what I think, you could probably buy the extended license by then. Hey, it's all worth it. So I'm not worried about that 400 sales limit. So that don't bother me. Let's see. Oh, his site costs $25 to view his designs, and then it's I think, and then he has designs in there, and you can buy for $5 to $20. Yep. And every time, and actually, he has something cool. He has like a point system. When you sign up, you get 90 points, and it costs like 50 points for a design. So you can almost get two designs um, if you share it to his website to your Facebook every week. You get 20 points. So you can get a lot of free designs on there, and if you refer somebody and they get it, you get like 80 points, and then of course, anytime you buy a design, you get points. And so I already got like one free design so far, so it's pretty good.
Nice, man. I'm gonna definitely check that out. So is it $25 a month or just one time fee
No,
to see the
$25 a month. Yeah, it's worth it though
okay.
because his designs are pretty legit. So, and a lot of them are just like hand drawn things, like graphics and stuff. So yeah,
Yeah. I mean $5 for a design is actually not bad.
yeah. I actually got one for. I think I got two for 10 and one for 15 so far. So, man, I really like them. So they're good.
I'm actually gonna look into that. I you know what? Everyone's talk shit about the person like that's like, oh, I don't want to spend any money. I'm like kind of like that guy that's like, I don't know, $25 a month. Like,
I was like that guy too, man. So
but honestly, like I think like it's worth just to even try it out for 1 month.
yeah, and so I just got him and uploading. So I'm hoping they'll sell. So we'll see. So
Yeah, that's what Eric Rosner was just asking. He's all, do they sell? Do they sell?
yeah,
How's your
they sell, man. Go buy them.
how's your design project coming? Because you have a similar thing going on too, or did you stop doing that?
Making designs.
Yeah, because don't you have a similar setup where you have a website where you're selling designs
Oh
or
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's going pretty good. I have a designer, and he sends me design. I give him ideas. He sends me designs, and I upload them. And I actually I have a bunch of stuff up on my website too, also with those. So right now, so yeah,
okay, so okay, cool. You know what we're gonna do is maybe next week if we do the show or the next show what we do, we'll talk about um kind of reaching out outside the box to go to because I think we can do a whole show on just this topic alone.
yeah, exactly.
All right, Joe, do you have anything last minute words, anything you closing comments?
If you haven't seen my iPhone app course, go watch that. I made that like a month ago and I decided to, heck, I'm just gonna give it out for free. So it's over like an hour long of like, really, it's 17 individual videos that I just put together all together. And you can watch the whole course in like an hour and 20 minutes. And it's pretty cool. I've been getting a lot of good feedback from that. And then make sure to go watch the video from yesterday with Anthony. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go watch that right now while I do some work. Remember, I was talking about do work, research at the same time. I'm gonna do
Do
that.
it. Do it.
Yeah, for sure. Everyone, Joe's link is below. My Printful link is below. Definitely click that and join Printful today if you're not joined with that. I want to thank everyone for tuning in, and apologies for not doing a show for the last couple of weeks. We're going to try to do the show every week, but we got things going on. Click the like button if you learned anything, and definitely click the subscribe button and the bell for notifications. Joe, it's been a blast. I wish you luck this week, and thanks for all that you do for the community. You're actually, out there on the front lines helping people become better print-on-demand sellers. So thank you, man.
Exactly, man. It's great. It's fun. I enjoy it. So, yeah.
All right. Goodbye, everyone. See you next time.
Goodbye.